Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another live stream. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor, and today we are doing a coffee tasting of Jamaica Blue Mountain. This is like the gourmet coffee, or one of the gourmet coffees of the coffee world. It is really good, and with this particular coffee, we're going to explore a little bit of the history of Jamaica Blue Mountain, how it came to be, and then we're going to learn a little bit about the land as well. So it's going to be really cool. So with the Jamaica Blue Mountain, it's going to have notes of citrus and milk chocolate. And so it's going to be a very well balanced cup of coffee. And then this is a small lot coffee, and with small lot coffees, we're going to get very distinct flavors of what the region has to offer. So with the coffee tasting today, we're going to brew it two different ways. Today, we're going to brew it on the coffee press and the pour over, and that way we get to really explore the different flavors that you get from different brewing methods, but from the same blend of coffee. All right, so let's go ahead and get the brew started on the coffee press. And so with the coffee press, we're going to get a little bit more of those darker notes, the milk chocolate notes, a little bit less of those citrus notes. And then with the pour over, we're going to get more of those acidic flavors are going to come through, and the bitter flavors are going to take a little bit of a back seat. If you guys are returning to the live stream and you guys have watched other live streams before, welcome back. Thank you guys for tuning in. And if you guys are new to the live stream, welcome. Thank you guys for tuning in. And if you guys haven't had a chance to hit that like and subscribe button, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button down below, and share this video with anyone you might think who might like to learn a little bit about where their coffee comes from. It's pretty cool. We're gonna learn a lot today, um, of where this coffee comes from. It's very interesting, very cool. All right. So, with this coffee, I think I am going to like the French press more. And the reason why I think I'm gonna like the French press more is because more of those chocolate notes are gonna come forward in this coffee, and those the bright acidic flavors are going to kind of take a back seat. And that's what I'm looking for when I drink a cup of coffee. Is I want those milk chocolate, almost nutty flavors, versus those citrus flavors like cherry notes or lemon notes. I tend to lean more towards those those bitter chocolate notes. So that's why I think I'm going to like the French press. But these small lot coffees have surprised me, and I have ended up liking the opposite of what I thought I was going to like in terms of brew method for a particular blend. So we will figure out today if I prefer the um, French press or the pour over on this particular blend of coffee. My pour over is not acting right now. It's not dripping straight down. So Jamaica Blue Mountain actually has an interesting history. It's really cool. We're about to explore a little bit about that, and that's one of my favorite parts about small lot coffees is they all have their own story to tell. Whether it be about the farmers who grow the coffee, or where the coffee came from, or how the coffee traveled to that specific land. And so that's what we're going to explore with the Jamaica Blue Mountain is we're going to really explore how Jamaica Blue Mountain got to Jamaica in the first place. And it's like I said, it's a very interesting story. All right, perfect. Okay, so we got a couple more minutes left to brew on the French press here. But with the Jamaica Blue Mountain, it traveled through different islands uh, to get to Jamaica Blue Mountain, and it's The story all starts in France. So we're gonna get into that after we taste the coffee. So it's the the I think it was the King Louis, yeah, King Louis the 15th of France is the reason why Jamaica Blue Mountain exists, or one of the reasons why Jamaica Blue Mountain exists. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and try the French press first. So with the French press, we're gonna see a lot more of those chocolate notes. Those citrus flavors are gonna take a little bit of a back seat. That's not always the case, but generally that is what happens. Is the citrus flavors take a back seat while those bitter flavors come forward. And the reason why that is because a lot of the sediment is getting through in the French press. And when you get a lot of that sediment that comes through, that's going to attribute to the bitters, those bitter flavors that you're getting. While the more oils you get from the coffee, a lot of the oils is going to attribute to that bright acidic flavor. And so that's why different coffees have different flavors, different amounts of oil, and then different brew methods allow some of those flavors to pass through. So like with the pour over, we're filtering out a lot more of those sediments, so almost none of that sediment is getting through. But then we're even catching some of the oils as well that's being trapped in the paper filter. So we're even missing out on some of those oils. All right, so we're gonna chase the French press, milk chocolate, and citrus notes, Jamaica Blue Mountain. That is very, very smooth. With the French press, it's got that real strong milk chocolate flavor. It's not overwhelmingly bitter, and then you have a little bit of bright acidic flavor on the sides of your tongue. And then what's also nice about this coffee too is as you let your palate clear, you don't have like a lingering presence. You do have a little bit of chocolate mouth feel left over afterwards, but it's not like an intense bitter flavor, and you're not left with like that intense bright acidic flavors on the sides of your tongue like some coffees do as well. So far, the French press on the Jamaica Blue Mountain is perfect, really good. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. So now we're gonna try the Jamaica Blue Mountain on the pour over. And so with the pour overs, a lot more of those chocolate bitters are gonna take a back seat, and though it's gonna allow for more of that bright acidic flavor to come through. And so this should be a much brighter flavor, not flavorful, just a much brighter cup because they're both equally flavorful. They just have different flavors. Oh yes. Okay, so immediately right off the bat, I'm getting that even when I went in to take a drink, that's the smell, the aroma of the brightness of the citrus just like wafts off the surface of the cup, and it has a much brighter flavor, and then it's not nearly as bitter because with the dark chocolate or the milk chocolate flavors, you're gonna get those milk chocolate bitters, and this you're hardly getting that at all. It's just all the sides of your tongue. You get a little bit of dark wash over the surface of your tongue, but it pretty much passes. The flavor that was there is gone already. This is a very very smooth pour over. If you like a light roast cup of coffee, I would suggest the Jamaica Blue Mountain on the pour over just because it's very smooth. It's almost like a light roast cup. Um, it's not too bitter. The citrus flavors aren't overwhelming like it can be in some cups of coffee. And then same with the French press, it doesn't linger on. Some coffees they like to the flavors attach themselves to your tongue, and even after you've like let your palate wash, you're still tasting those hardcore bitters, or you're tasting that very dry florally dry palate on the sides of your tongue that's leaving you with a dry, like a very dry mouth. So this coffee does not have that. This coffee is very clean in terms of the mouthfeel afterwards. It washes away very nice, so you don't have to worry about any lingering mouth effects. Very easy to drink black. You don't have to pair it with anything. And then if you did pair this coffee with a food item, I would pair it with something very, very light because you don't want to overwhelm the flavor of the coffee too much. So something like maybe like a cheese Danish or like a cream cheese bagel. Cream cheese bagel would be perfect with this because you're just using that cream cheese to complement those bright acidic flavors, and then it's also going to give it a creaminess to those milk chocolate flavors as well. So it's going to die down some of those acidic flavors and then bring forward some more of those milk chocolate flavors. So it's going to be like almost as if you're adding just a little bit of chocolate to your bagel with cream cheese. Really, really good. I would suggest a plain bagel with cream cheese with this Jamaica Blue Mountain, which would be exceptional for a breakfast coffee. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the history of Jamaica Blue Mountain. So, Jamaica Blue Mountain in 1720 in 1723, so a little over 300 years ago, King Louis XV had sent three coffee plants to a French colony of Martinique, which is an island, a fertile island, 1,900 kilometers southwest of Jamaica. And there he had coffee being cultivated. And then 5 years later, the governor of Martinique had gifted Sir Nicholas Laws, almost forgot his name there, gifted Sir Nicholas Laws um, a coffee plant from the same plants that they started growing in the island of Martinique. So the governor of Martinique had gifted the governor of Jamaica at the time, who is Sir Nicholas Laws, the coffee plant in 1728. So 5 years after coffee had been growing in Martinique, that's when coffee moved from Martinique to Jamaica. And so then they started growing um, Arabica coffee only. Primarily, there's like maybe 90% of coffee grown in Jamaica right now is Arabica typica, and it grows at an elevation of up to 18,000. I forget their. I think they. I don't think they said kilometers. But anyways, so they have to grow it at a certain feet of 18,000, and just in order to call themselves Jamaica Blue Mountain, that's their quota, uh, for the title. So 18 or not 18,000, you guys. I'm sorry. So 1,800 meters, and then this is going to be in the Persias of Portland, St. Andrew, St. Mary, and St. Thomas, and it comprises of 6,000 hectares. And so the interesting thing about Jamaica Blue Mountain and a lot of our small lot coffees is they're owned by families, and so these families have small lots, and these lots range from 1 to 4 hectares, and then there are some farms that range up to 70 hectares, but there's primarily small family smallholder farms, and they come together to create the blend that we know as Jamaica Blue Mountain, and there are up to 15,000. That's where I was getting the thousand number from. 15,000 small coffee holders. So there's around 15,000 families with farms of 1 to 4 hectares, some ranging up to 70 hectares, in the slopes of Jamaica Blue Mountain. And Arabican coffee really loves nitrogen. Like that's its like it's catnip. And so if, with the slopes of Jamaica Blue Mountain and having volcanic fertile soil, it's gonna have plenty of nutrients to grow this coffee that requires so much nutrients. And then at the same time, you have the mist that shrouds the mountain at this that protects it from the raging sun. So you have like this perfect soil and the mist enshrouding the mountain to create like the perfect atmosphere for this coffee. So you're pretty much left with one of the best case scenarios for growing Arabica coffee, and that's what makes the Jamaica Blue Mountain so special is the fact that it has like this is like the perfect environment to grow the Arabica Typica blend, um, with it needing very little care because a lot of the nutrients and a lot of the care is being done by the environment, which is really cool. And then the story of how Jamaica Blue Mountain traveled from around the world, from the French royals to different colonies, and then from colonies to Jamaica Blue Mountain, and then that's how it all started from the French King Louis the 15th. So that is the history and culture of Jamaica Blue Mountain, descendant and brought over by King Louis the 15th to the small island of Martinique, a French colony, in 1723, and then was gifted from governor to governor to Jamaica Blue Mountain in 1728. So Jamaica Blue Mountain is only just a little under 300 years old. Um, so it's pretty cool. So how that's another interesting thing about small lot coffee too is through these stories that we learn about coffee, we're really learning about how young the history is of the documented history of coffee is, because Aldi the goat herder a little over 1,000 years ago was the first documented discovery of the coffee bean, and then ever since then, coffee has traveled around the world so quickly. And you have to think if Aldi the goat herder had discovered coffee 1,000 years ago, and Jamaica Blue Mountain was imported to Jamaica a little under 300 years ago, that means Jamaica Blue Mountain is one third the age of all of coffee documented history. So, in terms of coffee history, Jamaica Blue Mountain is kind of old, which is really cool. So, its history really goes back. And that's kind of cool to learn how we learn through the flavors of coffee the histories and origins of coffee and even the culture of the people who grow the coffee as well. So, my favorite brew for this particular blend is definitely the coffee press. You get more of those chocolate notes. The acidic flavor takes a little bit more of a back seat. And then if you like those acidic flavors, you're definitely going to want to go with the pour over. But I'm definitely going with the French press for this one today. Very, very good. My favorite. I really love those chocolate notes. It's not as chocolatey as some of the other ones we've tried, like the Way Way Tenango, but it does have those slight chocolate notes, the bitter mouthfeel that chocolate can have if it's unsweetened, and that bright acidic flavor is there, but it takes a back seat. So I really do enjoy the copy press of the Jamaica Blue Mountain. All right, you guys. Thank you everyone for tuning in today's coffee tasting. Next Tuesday we are going to be doing the Hawaii Kau, and we're going to be exploring how Hawaii obtained its coffee and the history of the Hawaiian coffee, just like we learned a little bit about the Jamaican coffee today. And then this Friday, I'm going to be doing a one of the core coffees. I'm probably going to be doing the Yukon. We did the Verona coffee last Friday, and we learned that the Verona has a mixture of Italian and Yukon. So we're going to do a little bit of exploration of the Italian and Yukon over the next couple weeks to really explore those flavors that are mixed together that make up the Verona blend. So join me this Friday for Yukon, and then the following Tuesday we are going to be doing the Hawaii Kau, another exotic coffee. Again, thank you all for joining. If you guys have not hit that like and subscribe button, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button down below. It really helps this channel out. And share this video out with anyone that you think might like to learn about the history and culture of the coffee growers. Thanks again. Have a great day, guys.